People that are friends to you to make themselves feel better. Hey, I didn't know this one existed. Guys, until like I heard someone literally say, "Oh, I don't feel like okay being friends with people that are doing better than me, like maybe having a good time." They say, "Oh, can you remember that time when you were like struggling?" And most of them are actually nice presenting. They're polite, they're nice, they're kind, they do nice things for you actually, but their intentions are never the best. In case you haven't seen me this year, happy 2025. And this year we are cutting them all off. I really apologize. I'm one of those people that actually believe in cutting people off, because in horror movies, it's never the people you think are bad people that actually harm you. It's the people that make the snide remarks. It's those people that they're good, but there's one big thing that is like pointing out that your intuition keeps saying, that's not quite right, but you overlook that thing because like there's so many other like good things about these people, so you overlook that big one bad red flag. And those are the people that come back to haunt people in horror movies, right? Like it's always, if you watch like The Roommates, it's always the nicest people with the snidest remarks at least once a week, once in 2 weeks thereabouts. It's those people. This is why I'm an advocate for actually cutting people off before they harm you. Okay, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'll be telling you the 7 types of people you need to cut off now, the beginning of 2025. 7 types of people you actually need to cut off this year, right? And this list actually started with like 5 types of people, but I needed to really add number 6 and number 7 because like those ones I could kind of relate to. So definitely stay tuned for this video. This is not one you want to miss. So the first type of person, or the first type of people you want to cut off this year are friends that kind of want your life. Like if you've been in this situation, you would know it. Those are the people that sometimes they would make like friendly comments about, oh that's why I'm your friend, like almost like they see you as a role model, but like you are friends, you are like same age, or they may even be a year or two older than you or a year or two younger than you, but they kind of see you as your role model and say, oh, that's why I'm friends with you, I want to be like you, I want to. And once in a while they have like snide comments to drop in here and there. Don't get me wrong, I don't have any worries about or any problems with you being anyone's role model or being a person's role model, but I think like with friendship, everyone kind of needs to think of themselves mentally as being on the same level. We could learn from each other. I know no one is an island. You could learn from your friends and all of that. But I think my opinion is primarily in friendships, everyone has to see each other as on the same sort of like level. Like you must be bringing something in without it even being transactional. Like I must see some value proposition in you. Like it doesn't need to be set out, but there must be something of value. I feel like as my friend, oh, this person is doing this. I mean, like everyone must have some sort of contributions to the friendship. Otherwise, there's no point calling that person your friend. You might as well be like a mentor-mentee kind of relationship situation. It doesn't have to be friendship. When it comes to friends, I think everyone needs to, kind of walk on the same kind of level. I'm not saying everyone has to be on the same financial level, but I mean, there must be some sort of like same type of, some people are like just emotionally mature and it's not financial. Some people are just good relationships. Some people are, I mean, like with every friend, there must be some sort of value that you feel like that friend is adding on. This is like leads to this kind of relationships where some friends feel like some are leeching off them, right? And this is kind of like deep, but if you've been in this kind of situations, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me bring it back home. Friends that kind of want your life and would kind of like make it look like, oh, they want you to be their sort of like role model in the friendship. Like maybe they've come from like this traumatic past. I'm not saying like, you can't support friends through traumatic past. Everyone has like different things they've been through, and you can help your friends through that, but you're not anyone's, you shouldn't be your friend's role model or therapist, because this kind of relationships always end up going to the left in the end. Like this kind of relationships, they tend to go the wrong way, because it'll get to a point where the person that once said they are comfortable with you being like that role model will start seeing you as bossy and will start like kicking back, because, you know, although they've placed you in that position in their lives, most of the time it's not always from a good place. And how you know is like down the line they have all this like sort of like snide remarks about, oh, why you're trying to help them in this way, why you're trying to help them in that way, whereas they're the ones that gave you that authority. But they'll start coming back as like, oh, so you don't see me as an equal, when they were the ones that put you in that position to start with. And most of these people, it starts with admiring you and admiring your kind of life and your lifestyle and wanting that kind of life. But here's the thing with friendships, like I said, everyone doesn't need to be on the same level, but everyone needs to sort of be contributing something at, you know, a reasonable level, even if it's financial, it's emotional. That value proposition needs to be there. No one should be wanting anyone's life. If everyone's contributing at a certain level, you kind of see yourself as sort of like equals, right? But everyone is on a different timeline with life. We know what life is like. Everybody doesn't always go at the same sort of pace with life. Some people achieve some things faster than the other. You understand that, oh, I'm contributing this in a friendship, but my life is going on this trajectory. So I don't need to be achieving the same things my friends are achieving, but I'm achieving like other things in my life. And so I know that my life is a different journey from theirs. They may pick up financially first and I pick up maritally first, or I pick up, you know, in a different way first. So like everyone is very aware that, oh, I'm contributing in this way and my life is going like everybody's life is going in different ways. That way no one actually wants anybody's life. So you want to avoid people that actually want your life, that want your trajectory. And most of those people, like I said, they present it as come like, oh, I really like your life, although you're my friend, I kind of see you as a role model. And those people come into your life that way, or they present that way. And I'm not saying like everyone kind of look up to you. I'm not saying those kind of people are all bad. I'm saying like this specific type of people that come into your life to like, oh, kind of be your friend, but also like look up to you as a role model and always have this snide remarks. I'm saying like this is a typical way for them to come in. I'm not saying every single person that looks up to you is a bad person. I'm just saying like there's this specific group of like toxic people that want your life and that's why they're coming as role models towards you. I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know in the comment section. I just had to like bring it up together, you know, from things I've heard and personal experiences and all that. I hope it makes sense to you. Oh my god, this one is crazy. And I'm going to number 6 and number 7. Those kind of like summarize, because some of these groups, they're like interlinked, so one may kind of tie into the other, or you may see the same traits in one person. I think number 6 and 7 actually ties most of what I'm saying together. This set of people are people that want to humble you, people that want to make you feel like, oh, you're not all that, like calm down, like I knew when you did this, I knew when. People that, you know, you may be having a good time, they say, oh, can you remember that time when, you know, you were like struggling and all that. And there's nothing wrong with like, you know, friends reminiscing and all that, but people that feel they need to bring it up like at a time when like you're just like happy and all that, you know, as friends you can just, it's all about like how things are said and like intentions and all that. You can sort of pick up some things, like it's all about that, because like some people can say the same thing and just be like, oh, can you remember blah blah blah. We may be reminiscing on the past and you bring up stuff, right? It's different than when you are maybe having a good time and all that, and maybe you're even speaking in public, or you have like a public speaking gig and someone uses it, like throws a snide remark, just say, oh, can you remember the time when you couldn't afford to pay your rent? All of a sudden, like maybe, you know, you're on a red carpet, I'm just using that as an example now, and someone just feels the need to say that out so everyone around you can hear it, just to feed their own ego. People like that, cut them out for your own good this year, because those kind of people are toxic and they do that because they want to humble you and kind of bring you down to their level, especially if they've not been able to achieve something that you've been able to achieve. They try to kind of humble you, and those kind of people, best to cut them off before they bring you down, sometimes even emotionally, or just like, you know, lower your vibration. You know, just those people that just want to humble you. If you've experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Honestly, I'd rather like cut people like that off rather than like keep chatting about them to my other friends and keep complaining. Personally, this year I'm in my late 20s. I'm in my late 20s. I don't have time for this anymore. I don't, seriously, I have a lot to do in life. Don't have time for this kind of people anymore. Those people that want to humble you or tell you you're not that pretty, you're not that. Remember when you're ugly? Oh God, do you need to bring that up? Like seriously? Anyway, out the door, those kind of people. And next set of people are those people that diminish your achievements in any way. People that, diminish your achievements and make you feel like, oh, what you've done is not all that, or because of, their internalized thoughts about you of who you are, who you should be, is just like within like this tiny circle, and they're not ready to expand their thinking. And so like those kind of people, whatever you achieve, they try to attribute it to something else. Like they say, oh, you did that just because you're pretty and you look cute, and so like people just like to help you, not because you worked hard, especially if you clearly did. Those kind of people, I don't think I even need to explain this one too much. Just stay away from this kind of drama this year. Like, it's to give you so much peace of mind, and personally, I don't have time for this. And when I say cut people off, there are different ways around it. There's different levels to it. There are people that you cut off access to you, like emotionally. There's some people that you go from seeing like 3 times a month to seeing once a month. There are people that you go from seeing once a week to seeing them like, once in 2 months. And yeah, that there's levels to this. There are people that you cut off like fully. It really depends on how bad the situation is, and if they're still a good fit for your life. By all means, if people are still like they're useful to you in some way or the other, you can just keep them around at your own risk. New year, new beginnings. Honestly, I don't know about you, but for me, fresh start this year. Don't have time for the drama. Literally in a good place. And the funny thing is, like, people that stress you like this, like, it could potentially like affect your health as well. I take my health very seriously, even my emotional health. I don't have time for or money to spend on a therapist. I'd rather prevent rather than look for a cure. So I'd advise you to do the same. Okay, so those are the third set of people that out the window this year. Guys, the fourth one, I had to say because I'm a Nigerian girl, but people that are friends to you to make themselves feel better. Hey, I didn't know this one existed. Guys, until like I heard someone literally say, oh, I don't feel like okay being friends with people that are doing better than me. Like, someone literally said this. Like, why are you telling me this? Then how are you looking at me? Damn, like, oh, maybe I need to do more in life. But like, people that say things like this, honestly, and I don't know why I didn't cut this person that said this off immediately. Thinking people would be you're an exception for people, honestly, that is like fool's play. That is very naive, and because they just think you make them feel better in some way. Like, in some cases, this kind of people, they may even see you as like charity cases. Like, oh, like, especially if you're in a specific demography, they may think like, oh, if I'm friends with this kind of person, then oh, I'm gonna look better to the public. So people that do this, like, they try to be an ally to you because it's going to make them look good to other people, so that you can be like some sort of like trophy friend. But it's not a kind of good trophy. It's like kind of like, oh, look at me, I'm friends with this kind of person. Not because their perception of you actually like depict your value. It's more about their perception based on maybe what society has told them about like people in your demography. So people like that, best to cut them off, because it's scary, isn't it? Like, for someone to think, oh, I'm better than you, so I'm gonna be your friend, and you're this charity case and I'm gonna help you. And the thing about people like this is that they truly do help you, but is it coming from a good place? And I don't know about anyone else, but I do not feel comfortable with people seeing me in a certain light that is not actually who I am, and they want to run with that, and that is the basis of them being friends with you. Oof, honestly, that one is just, just don't deal with people like that. That'll be my advice. Don't deal with people like that. People like that can be dangerous, because what then happens if you leave the box that they've carved out for you and you try to be great in life, or you actually become more great in life? What are they going to do then? Those kind of people are likely to like pull you down, try to speak down on you, talk down at you, and just generally do things to, you know, put you back in your place, like it's in your head or the box they've created in their minds for you. So just try to avoid this kind of people. That's my advice, and just cut them off. If you need to, this type I would totally let go of. I would, no, I can't do it. Find another person to do it. Not me. This one is actually kind of linked to the previous one. I had to write this one down. People that are friends with you because they think they're better than you in some way. They typically want to keep you close, make you theirs, and gaslight you. So these are friends that, they think, it's kind of related to the last one, to be fair, because kind of people, they feel like you're sort of less than them in some way. You're sort of some charity case. So this kind of people, they just feel like, I'm better than this person, and they make me feel better, so I'll just be their friend. The only kind of like special point about this one, or the extra about this one, is this kind of people, they kind of want to keep you close and gaslight you. So like you're the little puppy. They want to kind of like groom. Do you know, like you can be kind of groomed in a friendship to think a certain way, especially if the person insists on doing nice things for you. So they do lots of nice things for you, and so like you're groomed to think like this person is this way, but they're doing all that so that they can switch up on you and start to gaslight you. And this kind of people are dangerous, and you need to run from them. But the thing about this, and this group of people, and most of the people I've talked about here, is like most of them are actually nice presenting. They're polite, they're nice, they're kind. They do nice things for you actually, but their intentions are never the best. And this is where we come to the cutting off part, and this is where we arrive at why they need to be cut off. Okay, right, so 6 and 7, as I promised, kind of ties everything in. And this one's I think this one's are no. I think this one should be a total let them go, let my people go, let the friend go, end it, cut, relationship, friendships, whatever. Obviously I can't give up. I'm not saying like marriages, like that's up to you. I'm not married. Okay. People that overindulge or engage in unhealthy habits, but that's not it. People can overindulge, people can have unhealthy habits, but those people that overindulge and have unhealthy habits and try to drag you into those habits with themselves. Okay, so this is the clause where I have a problem with, like, trying to drag you into the unhealthy habits. Maybe they do certain things, maybe they overindulge in alcohol, or they do drugs, whatever they do, and they actually try to make you as well do what you like, but trying to make other people do it with you to make yourself feel better. No, hell to the no, to the no. Okay, like Nene Leakes sang. I think this kind of people definitely need to go, because like with friends, I don't want to mention the last one, but with friends, you need to feel safe. You need to feel safe with them. This kind of ties into the last one as well. You need to feel safe if you call someone your friends, or if you're in a relationship, or if you have any kind of acquaintance with someone. You need to feel safe. Okay, and anyone that is forcing you to do anything like that you would normally not do because it's their own unhealthy habits. And to go further, some people would even make it to say that they even like, say, you definitely do it. So maybe you've watched them do it and, you haven't complained. And so they think, it's your thing to, despite you telling them that it's not my thing. So these kind of people, I think they need to actually go. I think they need to be cut off. I think they need to disappear. I think you need to run the other way and never look back. Okay. And coming to the final one, this one wraps everything up. People you don't trust. If you don't trust anyone in general, I think the basis for most relationships should be trust. Obviously there are nuances to some relationships, but generally it's just best that if you don't trust someone, if you don't trust that they have your best interest at heart. I'm talking about trust in general, like trust yourself with them. I'm not saying if you don't trust someone with money, or if you don't, no, not that. No, you know, you may not trust certain friends in certain areas. You may not trust someone not to stay out late. I'm saying if you generally do not trust this friend or this acquaintance or this person you're in a relationship with, what is the basis of the relationship? Then I think trust is very important. Essentially, if you can't trust yourself with someone, maybe it's time to cut them off. What are you cutting off this year? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video.